Assalamualaikum guys. So today we are going to present to you chapter 1 managing today, and this is my team member as we have introduced ourselves. All right. So this is our table of content.
Hi everybody, my name is Torik and I gonna answer the question number one. What is an organization and what characteristic do organizations share? What is the organization? Organization is a deliberate collection of people brought together to accomplish some specific purpose. Organization occur in many societal areas and can be big or tiny, formal or informal. Organizations have different form and different purpose, such as business company with profit orientation like Zeus Coffee, non-profit organization that oriented towards solving social problem like Mapin, government organization to run the country like Jakim, and more. The specific structure, culture, and goals of an organization can be differs significantly, all of that depending on its type, purpose, and the environment around the organization. Characteristic of organization. Organization have some characteristic that create the organization. Those characteristics are the features that help an organization work properly. First is the structure. Organization have a hierarchical structure with defined and responsible roles and responsibility, which help an organization to facilitate the flow of information, decision making, and work process. Like in the organization, you can see the CEO, and below that there are the head of manager, below that there are the head of division that controlling the ordinary employee and the others. Second is goals. Goals and objectives to achieve together can be varied and widely depend on organization form and need. Like I explained before about the non-profit organization or business company or government organization. Third is people. Individual with different talents and characteristics who work together to accomplish the organization mission. Like where there are the people with a good communication skill, he will work in the marketing division. There are people with the good computer skill, he will work in IT division and the others. And fourth is the process and activities. The organization engaged in a series of activities and process to carry out its function, like production, administration, sales, marketing process, and more. And lastly is research. And also they must to have research to assist them in achieving their mission, like money, facilities, and information so they can achieve their goal effectively. Thank you.
Hi, and thank you for passing this presentation to me. Now, do roles define the manager? Yes, I believe they do, because not all managers have the same tasks as they have their own specific roles in the organization that differentiate them from one to another. The only similarities they have, however, are what they do. To explain what they do, however, is to look at the four functions approach created by Henry Fayol. Now, the first function in the four functions approach is planning. Planning is basically setting up goals and objectives for the organization. Google, for example, the goal is to organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful. Then they need to translate what their goals are into specific tasks, such as feeding more information into Google's search engine, teaching the algorithm to show optimal results to users, and so on and so forth. Then they need to plan in coordinating the activities, assign them appropriately to the right department based on the activity itself. Moving on to organizing. First off, what is do they need to do based on the activity that they are assigned to? Implement an AI that can autonomously feed the algorithm with proper information related to searches. That is what they can do. After finding out what to do, who is going to do them? And after that, we group them, like a group of software engineers that are more effective in developing the AI for Google, and another that's more in improving the user's interface. And finally, we need to assign the responsibilities of each group member, basically from a team leader to the lowest level of the team. That is organizing. Furthermore, the leading function, one of which is motivating employees into doing the work. For example, a bonus for every improvement made on the algorithm in the search engine. Aside from that, we can direct the activities of the employees, like asking the engineers to feed a specific data into the search engine, such as cooking recipes. And we must select the most effective communication channel from one to another. For example, asking for funds from the departments in investing in a new tool for workers to do the work more efficiently. And finally, keeping the employees in check. If one of the Google's engineers are unhealthy, they are needed to take a medical leave. And so ends the chapter of leading. Now, finally, exists controlling. They need to monitor the performance with a comparison to the organization's goals and objectives. During the assessment, if any issues exist, correct them. While, for example, a software engineer is adding useless details in the user's interface. To combat that is to let them know and reassign them the task appropriately. That is all for the four functions approach. With that being said, what truly defines them based on the roles, which is basically what they do. It is all dependent on the hierarchy and the department they are placed in. For example, financial managers and IT managers, they both use the four functions approach, but what defines them differently is the fact that the financial managers use the four functions approach regarding the organization's financial resources, such as budgeting, financial reporting, stakeholder communication, and auditing. As for IT managers, they manage the IT's infrastructure and technology related activities such as strategic and planning, technological resource allocation, technology-related decision-making, and risk management. That's what differs between the two of those managers. And that's all for me. I will pass this presentation to the next person.
So move to my questions 1-3. In today's environment, which is most important to organization efficiency or effectiveness? Explain your choice. So the answer is I will say that both are needed into the environment. In a condition where economics progress and comfort are challenging elements, both efficiency and effectiveness are needed. Perhaps this is a step in achieving an effectively efficient solution or an efficiently effective one. Organizations have to find a language and environment in which both are equally tempered. Efficiency and effectiveness are two ingredients that can spell long-term success to any organization simply because a choice is not made. So, I cannot see success in today's complex and demanding environment for any organization that make a choice between both. Seeing that today environment is a globalized with one more consumer and competitor than ever before, an organization that make synthetic reality in which both effectiveness and efficiency are embraced in greed toward greater choice than those who force a choice to be made between them. So move to the next.
Okay, so move on to the next question. Are there any differences between the managerial functions in a for-profit organization and not-for-profit organization? Explain. First of all, what is a for-profit organization and not-for-profit organization? For-profit organization is a company whose primary goal is to earn income and profits for its funder, leaders, and employees. While not-for-profit organization is an organization whose key focus is to provide a charitable benefit to the community. So as we know, there are three ways to look at what managers do. One of it is four functions approach, which is planning, organizing, leading, and controlling. Firstly, planning. Planning is defining goals, establishing strategy, and developing plans to coordinate activities. Planning for a for-profit organization is Apple has said its plan to introduce new security defenses for iMessage, Apple's texting application, in its next iOS 15 software update when a critical vulnerability occurred in 2021. As for not-for-profit organization, MAPIM targeting to receive donation as much as $1 million for rebuild mosque in Gaza. Secondly, organizing. Organizing is determining what needs to be done, how it will be done, and who is to do it. Organizing for a for-profit organization is dairy producer Farm Fresh Berhad aims to spend around 1 billion ringgit to export its product to Hong Kong in view of the shortage of milk in the city. As for not-for-profit organisation, the United Nations Relief and Works Agency UNRWA head said that they will spend more of their efforts help towards helping Palestine. Thirdly, leading is directing and coordinating the work activities of an organization's people. Leading for a for-profit organization is Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak lead their employees until they complete sales to $1 billion in less than 3 years. As for not-for-profit organization, Mr. Philip Lazzarini, UNRWA Commissioner General from the United Nations Relief and Works Agency UNRWA lead volunteers consists of a variety of backgrounds of people. Lastly, controlling. Controlling is monitoring activities to ensure that they are accomplished as planned. Controlling for a for-profit organization is Apple issued a warning note to investors ahead of its quarterly earnings call on January 29th when a critical vulnerability occurred in 2021. As for not-for-profit organisation, MAPIM ensure that the internal practice and quality of organisation, service and the society it caters based on Quranic guideline and the example presented by the messenger. And that's all for me.
So today, I want to talk about what does managers doing. Based on Henry Mitzberg, he identified and define managers prioritize specific categories of managerial action or behavior. As we know, there are many things that managers do, such as leading, liaison, figurehead, entrepreneur, monitor, spokesperson, and negotiation. For the example, Elon Musk. Based on my information, Elon Musk is a history fanatic attempting to channel French tyrant Napoleon Bonaparte in his leadership. It is because there was a time Elon Musk spent an hour at SpaceX Boca Chica launch site in Texas where a Starship booster was being built. And Elon Musk on said, if they see the general on the battlefield, they will be more motivated. Other than that, Elon Musk also dedicated long hours to his work and consistently challenged himself to push boundaries. He embraced the challenge he set for his team, showing that he is equally invested in the mission. Besides that, Elon Musk is an entrepreneur. I say this because Elon Musk knowing mission clearly. In 2002, Elon Musk founded SpaceX, an, aer- an aerospace manufacturer and space transport service company, of which he served as CEO and chief engineer. Visualizing the mission to be fulfilling as a reality, Musk is committed to the mission and has invested his fund, building a team in his company SpaceX and collaborating with numerous astrophysics in moving forward. And also, Elon Musk is a quick thinker and fast implementer. He is very action-oriented and likes to act as quickly as possible on the plans. He is a multitasking person who sets many actions as he expects things to happen that can be done. Elon, Elon Musk believes that a lot of information can be processed simultaneously simultaneously through fast work. Additionally, Elon Musk is a negotiator. It is because Elon Musk SpaceX has been involved in numerous negotiations and business deals, especially with NASA. In 2008, SpaceX successfully negotiated a contract with NASA to provide commercial cargo resupply mission to the International Space Station, or short form is ISS. This contract was part of NASA Commercial Resupply Service program. For the extra information, Elon Musk also Elon Musk and Tesla have been involved in negotiations related to the establishment of gigafactories, which are large-scale manufacturing facilities of electric vehicles and batteries. One notable negative one notable negotiation was with the state of Nevada in the United States for the construction of the Tesla Gigafactory 1. It's located near Reno. So, I pass this presentation to my friend.
Hi again, guys. So I'm going to continue explaining the examples of managers doing in real life. So for me, I believe that Elon Musk do planning. Elon Musk planned for the future of Tesla electric EV. He aims to increase the vehicle sales by an average of 50% a year. Hi back, guys. So I'm going to continue explaining about the examples of manager doing in real life. I believe that Elon Musk do planning. Elon Musk planned for the future of Tesla EV. He aims to increase the vehicle sales by an average of 50% a year. He also aimed to produce 250,000 Cybertrucks a year at the earliest of 2025. You know what is Cybertruck? Cybertruck is the car inside the slide where you can see a really unusual car, right? And the third one, Elon Musk also planned to deliver this car to the end customer at the end of this November. Furthermore, I also believe that Elon Musk act as spokespersons. This is the issue. Tesla reported a 44% decline in third quarter net income. You know, when there is decline in net income, it will worries investor or shareholder, right? So Elon Musk is Elon Musk tried to reassure and spoke to the investors that please hold your investment at our company. Don't do anything because we believe that we can generate huge profit from our expertise in autonomous driving technology and software. But you guys need to wait, right? So the last but not least, I believe that Elon Musk act as a monitor. Elon Musk monitor the external environment and internal environment of Tesla. For the external environment, I believe that Elon Musk know that there is increasing competition for EV, especially from China, and to be specific, BYD. You know, BYD can offer EV at a really low price, right? So it's really push Tesla to lowering the price and do the same. So that's a challenge for them. And I believe that Elon Musk also admit that increasing interest rate in US will affect customers of his company. You know, when interest rate is high, it will be a burden for customers to make loan. Customers make loan to buy car, right? And without a suitable or really good loan terms, it will burden customer and the demand for EV will decrease, especially from Tesla. And I, the next one is Musk monitor the internal environment of Tesla. Elon Musk admit that they face difficulty in gaining positive cash flow from Cybertruck, the car that I said earlier, right? Because they of cost overrun and design change due to its complexity. You know that I mentioned earlier, the design of this car is really weird, right? It's not like an usual car you can see in Malaysia or any other country in the world. It's like a craft something, right?
Marine Focus Application 1 Training Better Managers now at Walmart. Walmart is the world's largest retailer with 11,700 retail units in 28 countries and 2.3 million employees. It generates annual revenues of over $485.3 billion and profits of $13.6 billion. Walmart often faces controversy over employee-related issues, including sick day policies and wages. In 2016, Walmart launched the Walmart Academy training program. There are approximately 100 Walmart academies in the United States. The program is designed to help lower-level management employees advance in their career. Training topics include advanced retail skills like merchandising, ordering, and inventory control, plus managerial skills such as effective communication and employee motivation. Walmart recognized the need to compete with online retailers and create a compelling in-store experience. Managers play a critical role in achieving this goal by training employees to be customer-focused. The primary aim is to enhance the in-store shopping experience for customers. Walmart has made a substantial investment of $2.7 billion in employee training and wage increases to achieve this objective. Not all companies prioritize manager training to the same extent as Walmart. In conclusion, Walmart's investment in training lower-level managers through programs like Walmart Academy demonstrates the company's recognition of the importance of effective management in achieving organizational success. By providing comprehensive training, Walmart aims to enhance efficiency, effectiveness, and the overall in-store shopping experience. That's all for me.
Okay, next question. 10. Why would a company want employees in a lower level management position to be more successful in their careers? So, my answer is to reach a certain goal, a company needs to have a good managers. If a lower level managers are more successful in their career, they will complete important work activities correctly by using the least number of resources, such as energy and time. Especially in retail organization where employees are very close to the customer, this manager needs to lead and motivate their employee, monitor their performance, and organize their tasks. So, firstly, it is efficiency. Effective manager can streamline operation, improve productivity, and ensure smooth workflow within their teams. So for effectiveness, skilled manager can make informed decision, solve problem, and achieve organization goals more efficiently. So for planning, manager can define goals, establishing strategy, and developing plans to coordinate activity. So, by planning, successful lower level manager are essential for effective planning. So they can create or carry out plans that complement the aim and objective for the business. So they are essential in establishing a goal, formulating plans of action, and also guarantee the effective use of available resources. So the next one is organizing. When manager determine how the tasks are to be done, who is to do them, how the tasks are to be grouped, and who report to whom, and who will make the decision. So, the lower level manager in charge of organizing resources, particularly human resources. When people succeed in their jobs, they are better able to organize department and teams so that the duties are assigned logically. So, operation become more efficient and seamless as a result. So, to the leading manager, motivating the employee, directing the activities of other, selecting the most effective communication channel, and also resolving a conflict. So, a lower level manager are the forefront. When they are effective, they can inspire and mentor their colleagues, boosting engagement and morale among the staff member. This kind of effective leadership can boost productivity and teamwork among the employee, which is then increase the effectiveness of the business. So for the next, number 6 is controlling. Manager can monitoring performance, comparing with the goals, and correcting any significant deviation. So by controlling, Manager also as a control mechanism. So performance measurement are quality control. When they successful, they can implement control process more effectively, ensuring that operations are on track and the deviation from the plan are identified and correct promptly. So this help the company function more effectively and efficiency. So move to the next one.
See the next question, which is what benefits and challenges do you see to a training program such as this? For benefits, first, skill development. The program offers comprehensive training that helps employees learn new skills and improve existing ones. For example, employees will learn advanced retail skills and managerial skills through Walmart Academy training program. This can help them to improve their job performance. Furthermore, increased productivity. The program provides opportunities for employees to have a clear vision for their job scope and understand their role. They can learn how to delegate tasks, manage their time more effectively, and communicate more clearly to increase the effectiveness and efficiency. Lastly, reduce costs. The program often includes modules on resource management, cost control, and quality control. Well-trained employees are better equipped to allocate resources effectively, reducing waste and unnecessary expenditures. They will also ensure that products and services meet high-quality standards. Therefore, it reduces the costs associated with rework, returns, and customer complaints. For challenges, for challenges, first, limited resources. Lower level management training programs often have limited budgets and resources. It takes a lot of time and money as it involves creating training materials, holding meetings, and scheduling staff time away from regular tasks. So, it is difficult to provide comprehensive training and development opportunities. In addition, attitude of employee. Employees may view the training as irrelevant to their current roles or future career aspirations. Besides, employees often have busy work schedules and they may see training as an additional burden, leading to negative perceptions. Negative attitudes of employees towards management training programs can undermine the effectiveness of such initiatives. Last but not least, employee turnover. The retail industry's high employee turnover rate can result in a situation where employees who receive training leave the company, thereby reducing the potential return on training investment. Let's pass to my friend.
So the next question is what additional managerial topics might you suggest be covered in the Walmart Academy training program? Think in terms of 3 ways to look at what managers do. I might suggest the first one is emergency procedures. To ensure that managers know what to do in these situations, it's important for managers to memorize this information so that in the case of emergency, they can guide their employees to safety. As an example, Nike looked to the human rights defined in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights and the International Labour Organization's Declaration on Fundamental Rights at Work. Secondly, leadership styles. Leadership styles are the methods and practices managers use to guide their teams to succeed. Because a professional's leadership style can depend on the company they work for and their personality. For example, Nike has their construction safety program manager CSPM. The CSPM might oversee an additional project manager to support and make sure that the program governance is effectively implemented. And responsible for submitting risk analysis, periodical safety audit reports, and a monthly injury report to supply leadership. Thirdly, computing skills. The ability to use computer, navigate the internet, and use common software applications such as Microsoft Office. As an instance, Amazon committing more than $1.2 billion to provide free education and skills training opportunities to more than 300,000 of their own employees in the US to help them secure new, high-growth jobs. Last but not least, company goals. It's beneficial to teach managers how to recognize and promote company goals. This can help them motivate their team members and create a more productive and successful work environment. For instance, Apple really takes care of their employees' quality with providing training about what the primary goal for the company.
Hello and welcome back to me, Faris Hussein. If you ever think about it, College graduates are reluctant to pursue a career in a retail organization even if it is at the world's largest. How can we attract talented graduates if we were Walmart? Well, let's think about it. We can start off by offering better salaries and benefits appropriate to the position they apply in and their academic level, as opposed to other companies. Such benefits could include providing company share options and covering healthcare costs if necessary. We can also incorporate the repayment of our employees' student loans as a benefit by simply working for us. Moreover, we also can provide work-life balance to our employees by introducing an appropriate amount of annual leave by giving 2 days off for off days every week based on selection and availability. And ensure employees only must work in the same number of hours as an office working hour with options for overtime pay. They even have the option to take long unpaid leave up to 3 months every year, provided they give an appropriate reason for it. Additionally, we can introduce opportunities for our graduate employees to climb up in the hierarchy within the company through training, development programs in a variety level of management, compiling enough experience coupled with passing an interview in getting a promotion. And finally, adapt modern technology into retail work to assist employees into performing the work tasks easily, especially for graduates who are more tech savvy in using digital uh, gadgets. Uh, so yeah, that is all for me. Thank you. I will be passing this presentation to the next person.
Next is question number 14. Does an organization have an ethical responsibility to assist new manager transition into their position? Why or why not? Yes, because the process during the adaptation process faced by a new manager is so hard and complicated. Assisting new manager is so important to avoid these three common pitfalls of new manager, according to David Bacon. First is over supervising, the condition when the new manager have trust issue with his employee. They push them unrealistically to achieve organization goals within the time due. By giving them training, they will know how to focus on required project outcome when assigning work so the employee able to work in their best style. Second is under supervising, is the condition when the new manager afraid to appearing bossy and have a lack of experience of mentality to do that. The new manager do not act decisively as he should toward their employee. By giving their training, manager will know how to give support and supervising to their employee based on their level and experience. There are some employee with less experience may need more support and supervision. And lastly, is the failure to delegate. Many managers are promoted based on their technical work, so they find difficult in shift on responsibility to manage because they have no background in management. For the example, in the IT company, the company signed a new manager because the new manager is so good in making a program, but the company don't know is it the new manager have the good management skill or not. So it's so risky. So by giving trainings, the company can ensure high effectiveness and efficiency of new manager. Thank you.
I'm going to talk about case application 2, which is managing without managers. First of all, Spotify is a Swedish audio streaming and media services provider, and Spotify was founded in April 2006 by Daniel Ek and Martin Lorentzon in Sweden and was officially launched to the public in October 2008. And Spotify used a flat organizational structure but not hierarchical organizational structure. Spotify adopts a management and organizational structure based on squads, chapters, tribes, and guilds. And this is the picture of how the Spotify organization formed. Squads are cross-functional autonomous teams that focus on one feature area that consists of 6 to 12 individuals, and there are product owners for guidance. And tribes are multiple squads coordinate within each other on the same feature area that consists of 40 to 150 people. Each tribe has a tribe lead who is responsible for helping coordinate across squads. And chapter are the family that each specialist has, helping to keep engineering standard in place across a discipline. And chapters are typically led by a senior technology lead who may also be the manager for the team members in the chapter. And lastly, team members who are passionate about a topic can form a guild. It is like a community of interest, and there is no formal leader of a guild. And the difference between chapters and guilds is chapters belong to a tribe while guilds can cross different tribes. By managing in a non-traditional way, Spotify allows individuals to be more creative and more effective while achieving the overall goals of the business. This is because of the cross-functional teams. Spotify squads are made up of individuals with diverse skills and expertise, promoting collaboration between the employees. And this cross-functional approach can lead to more comprehensive and innovation solutions. Next, autonomy and ownership. Each squad has a high degree of autonomy, which means that they have control over their own processes and decision making. This can lead to increased team ownership and motivation. On the other hand, adopting this more relaxed approach to management may encounter difficulties because there is an overall lack of control and there are many opportunities for the freedom provided to staff to be abused. First, scaling challenges. Spotify model may work well for a company of a certain size, but when the company grows, scaling the model can be challenging. As more squads are added, it becomes more complex to manage and coordinate them effectively. Next is coordination and communication. With numerous autonomous squads, coordination and communication can become challenging, so it is very important to ensure that different squads are not looking at cross purposes and that they are effectively sharing information. So next is the question 115, which is who undertakes management at Spotify? My answer is every employee can undertake management at Spotify because of the flat organizational structure that have a structure with no level of middle management between leadership and employees that based on squads, chapter, tribes, and guilds. The flat organ the flat organizational structure does not have traditional managers; instead, the squads work collaboratively, and the product owner ensures work prioritization. This flat organizational structure allows for more communication and collaboration between the employees. That's all from me, so I will pass it to my friend.
How might Spotify manage poorly performance individual or team? Do you think this could be a problem for Spotify? Why or why not? Spotify manage poorly performance individual or team by promotes a culture of open communication. They encourage team members to have a candid conversation about the performance, which can help address issues as they arise. Candid conversation means speaking plainly and not holding back in what needs to be said, or we can say is straightforward. This poorly performance individual or team can be served by themselves in Spotify company because there is a communication among their team member to help improve their idea for their goal. Do you think this could be a problem? I think no. Why not? Because Spotify is a self-organizing team where everyone can be equal to others, so it creates a safe space where idea, concern and feedback can be shared freely among team members. It means that poorly performance in individual or team can be served by themselves, so there will be no problem for Spotify to find a way or method to manage this poorly performance individual or team. For example, when there is a poorly performance, they will be served quickly because their team is always sharing their idea and giving their feedback, and there will be no one being left behind.
I'm going to continue with question of 117. Are there any similarities to traditional management at Spotify? Well, I believe the answer is yes. In chapters, This is because in chapters there is clear line of management and responsibility. I suppose that manager or someone like manager in chapter manage people who have similar skills and area in the different squads. For instance, programmers from web-based service and also mobile app both are probably being handled by one managers or seniors for their development, payment, progression, and also staffing.
Do you think that this approach to management would be effective at another company? Spotify approach to management has been successful for Spotify in a specific context, but whether it would be effective at another company depend on variety of factors. Its effectiveness would depend on the company culture, industry, size and other unique characteristics. I think Spotify use a laissez-faire leadership, where leaders allow their followers to have the autonomy to make their own decision. This style is most effective when people in the company have the ability to do their job well. Also, it is suitable for a fast-moving company that have a highly passionate and motivated employee. This kind of approach is only suitable for organizations that focus on creativity and high-powered workers who need the freedom of act. For example, the company have motivated employee, then the company should use this approach because they will freely give their feedback and idea to achieving the company goal. This approach has many drawbacks. First, may lead to higher turnover. Employees within the squad cannot get more responsibility and benefit. They cannot advance in career. This mainly because in Spotify there is no ranking, for example, manager and supervisor. So there is no advancing in career and only a rising in a salary if their performance is good. So some worker might find that this company have no future because they will never be promoted. Not all leader can handle it. Employee within squad must be somebody that have no problem of being challenged by colleague and subordinate. Why? Because this company it promote the culture of open communication. So everyone can speak freely about their idea and their opinion, so there must be a conflict idea among their members. This will raise the feeling of being challenged. For example, in the team, if someone is giving their idea but the other have a different idea that they think is better, they will feel challenged and try to prove that their idea is the best.
Alright, guys, that's all for our presentation. So, this is our reference that we refer to. So, that's all from us. Thank you.